Welcome to the Hypnotized Zone. Today you'll hear the story of Russell Resthaven and the day he tried to save his girlfriend. Here's the story. But put the hand to me now, man. What? How did this nigga come out my house and fuck my bitch? But I'm gonna kill him when he get out work tonight, though. Man, fuck that hoe, man. You be trying to say that bitch, man. My niggas don't house a hoe to Brian Fraser. Man, I spent cheese on it and everything. I'm gonna rain some more shit, man. I'm gonna kill that nigga. I'm gonna marry. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, man. Don't say her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her.
Hey everybody, it's me. I'm back. My name is J.R. Sparrow, host of the West Virginia Commonplace. Time to let my intro bump real quick, but this episode is entitled Don't Save Her. This is my 40 for 40. This is my birthday thing that I'm doing. I'm going to do 40 episodes and I'm telling little life stories about myself because, I like to be entertained like that. And plus, I'm a podcaster. So let's let that British lady roll.
Podcast is a variety podcast that houses numerous series to cover mental health, empowerment, podcast framework, and various intimate theories to get to know the hosts. Along with occasional movies reviews and dives in pop culture with our event podcast episodes. The Uncommonplace digs into bringing guests on that stories don't fit the mold and are very different. WV stands for the great state of West Virginia, and every quarter we cover something in West Virginia. Stacey and myself, JR, are your hosts, so please come along for this venture to our uncommon place.
Now, before we even start this story, let's get one thing straight. This is a story about when I was 14 or 15 that leads all the way up into my 30s. This is not a derogatory story. This is very simple. This is concrete. This is what you want to hear. You want the nitty gritty? Now I'm about to give it to you. So here it goes right here like this. When I was growing up, we all know the story that my father passed away. But I grew up around a lot of strong women and different things like that. So I was taught how to treat a lady early on, and I seen my uncles, and I seen what they did with some of these ladies. And not all of them was pretty with what they did, but whatever. That ain't my business. But they showed me the essentials. So what I learned in life was from the concrete, like back in 1996 when it started out, when you get a girlfriend, you treat her right, you do what you got to do, y'all talk, you conversate, blah, blah, blah. Now, on an intimacy level, it's you and her. There's no extra in between, but I was always taught keep that singularity or keep that duo, keep that thing between you two, not the singularity, but keep the duo between you two. And then I was taught about someone else in the world, somebody else in the game. And however you identify them however you want. But there are certain people that want to keep themselves single, not be in any type of relationship. They want to be promiscuous and do their thing. Well, what I didn't know was that they not being promiscuous. They were just living their life or vibing, as we say, adults. And me personally, as a young man, I would take an affection, and I said affection, and I would misuse it in this one light. Like if I like somebody, I'd be like, I like you. I would tell them I didn't front. I didn't go on to any crazy street. I put it out there like it was because I wanted them to know that I like them. But I didn't realize that somebody can like you and not want to be your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. But but if they in a relationship with you, like y'all together, it ain't no extra person. But sometimes these things did go astray, and even at 14 and 15 when we were dating, people was getting cheated on. But we're not here to talk about the cheating part. Who cares about that right now? That's something for another day, for another story in these 40 stories. Here's my point. Like, I didn't understand the concept. I always thought that it didn't matter who they were, but you got to save them. You got to save them from themselves sometimes. And I didn't know that not everybody wanted to be saved. So my cousin used to play Project Pat, and he played Don't Save Her. She don't want to be saved. I don't know why I did that extra. Like, that's going to do something extra to the mic. But here's the thing. So he would always play it because he was very insightful, but the music he listened to always had a purpose. So let me play a little bit more of this so you can keep going with me. Now, that's something there. So 15, 16, whatever, we go through life, technology carries out and does things. And, 17, 18 years old, we get out of high school, going to college, or some people is just going straight in the workforce, and some people just having babies and be out there living their lives. But what I didn't know was that when you don't have titles and identifications on your relationship, you don't know what the hell you are out here in these streets. And sometimes you think that you the person and you're not the person at all. You just there for the show or for the moment, which we will get into in just a moment. But here's my thing. This is what caught me off guard. When I was at this age, it was a lady I liked. And I was warned about her. I was warned to be careful. I was warned that she had history. And, being me, not a simp or anything like that, just being a normal person, I thought that I could change these behaviors. No, that wasn't the case. And from that moment on, I got a little hardened from that. I'm like, why somebody like this? And then there's other exterior motives and different things that go along with that, but which we ain't got time to do all that because we're not here for no therapy session. We're just here for a simple lesson about my life and the thing that I learned about not saving people or saving her. So we got deeper and deeper into this thing. And more, I would listen to Project Pat's song and I would listen to the lyrics and it would just run through.
Little friend, they get right on the ground. Then say the dad, and you know when she a go. Looking big, bad, and now she on that flow. Is a line make the two that she done it to the two. Look the figures, know what she done it to the two. I know just what to do. I ain't never in my life to see before.
And from that point on, when I heard that part from Project Pat, I had to start listening to that. Treating everybody with respect and be a gentleman and doing all that stuff. I learned from this song, Discern. And around 23, 24, I learned this even harder. 25, 26, it was rough. Because let's be honest, we all wanted a family, wanted all to do this stuff. So I ran out here, thought I met the right person, thought I met the lady that was supposed to be the end all be all. Then that's one thing that's like that don't save her moment. This lady, not speaking ill of her, we had a child, whatever, we lived life. And at some point, we both had to be honest with each other. We were done. And she created a situation that gave me an easy exit. And me being an opportunist, I took the easy exit so I could just get the fuck away from it. But when I did that, I didn't realize that all these other activities that went on until later because I sat there and I was on that Captain Saba type thing. And you can't be Captain Kirk out here for people. You got to be out here living for yourself. And that was the lesson I learned there. So lesson stopped there. And that's when I truly learned you cannot save everybody. And sometimes you don't need to save anybody. Just be with that person and enjoy them. And that's what I did for the rest of my life after that point. I didn't try to save nobody anymore. I didn't try to be Captain Kirk, on that Master P tip. I didn't try to do anything that was outside of the ordinary. And then we got these terminologies called simps and soft in the game and different things like that. So I just say, you know what? There's enough thugs. There's enough rough men and whatever. I'm going to be soft in the game. Or as some people say, I'm going to be light skinned. Yes, and then more curls. I'm going to be the romantic guy. I'm going to be the guy that just want, I just want to kick back and watch a movie. We can have a relationship. We can be platonic and then we can make a relationship. Or we can be platonic and it ain't got nothing to do with no physical or any static energy like that. We can just be friends, whatever, go about your business. But if I have an attraction to you and we have an attraction to each other, yeah, let's get a date jumping, let's get together. Now, that's how I got where I am today. I'm, happily married and out the game. But here's the thing. It took all that time into learning the famous fact of not saving someone that saved me. Now I'm gonna let this British lady ring out and we out of here. I think we are.
Please follow WV Uncommonplace on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, TikTok, where we have some great content, Facebook, LinkedIn. Hit up the merch store at onecommonplace.square.site. Join the email list from the website and rate, subscribe, and give feedback from your favorite podcatcher. And lastly, thanks for listening and tune into the next episode.